I just came here for study, only for study. But when I came here, I disappointed.
এটা অবশ্যই বাংলাদেশের বস্তি কি বাংলাদেশের বস্তির যে ডাস্টবিনগুলো থাকে পাশে ওইগুলোর চিত্তে একটা খারাপ অবস্থার মধ্যে মানুষ কারণ
These are college students, but they're also victims of a human trafficking network.
Easy and quick money is Bangladesh. Bring 200, 300 students and your money come already there.
It's a network that stretches from Malaysia to Bangladesh and robs students of their money and education.
There is no facilities in the college, no studies, nothing, and they are cheating. I saw like lot money there.
We're not talking about hundreds of thousands of ringgit, we're talking about millions of ringgit.
These agents all around Bangladesh is taking advantage of students' innocence.
We're about to meet Samin, a college student from Bangladesh. But to meet him, we had to drive to a construction site.
Malaysian আছে কলেজে?
না মালয়েশিয়ান তামিল আছে
According to him, there are no Malays or Chinese, but there are a few Tamils that has been studying in this college. I'm covering up his name. You can see his nationalities if you want. He's a Bangladeshi and his passport number.
Although he's a college student, Samin's story bears all the hallmarks of a trafficking victim.
আমি যখন এসএসসি পরীক্ষা দিলাম তো উনি বলল যে মালয়েশিয়াতে এরকম ফ্যাসিলিটি আছে আপনি পড়ালেখা করলে এখানে পড়ালেখার পাশাপাশি পার্ট টাইম জব করা যায় পরবর্তীতে দেখতে পারলাম না আসলেই এখানে স্টুডেন্ট ভিসাতে আসা একদম পার্ট টাইম জব একেবারে নিষিদ্ধ কারণ স্টুডেন্টরা শুধু পড়ালেখা করবে এটাই হচ্ছে মালয়েশিয়ার একটা নিয়ম
But Samin had already paid his agent 260,000 takas, equivalent to 3 years' wages in Bangladesh.
তার মধ্যে আমার ফ্যামিলি কিছু ক্যাশ টাকা ছিল এখানে আর কিছু টাকা আমার ফ্যামিলি ব্যাংক থেকে লোন নিয়েছে প্রত্যেক মাসে প্রায় 21,000 টাকা বাংলাদেশি টাকা 21,000 টাকা এখন আমাকে পরিশোধ করতে হয় ব্যাংকের মাধ্যমে
One lie was enough to ruin Samin's life. He is now working just to repay his debts.
বর্তমানে আমি 4 মাস যাবত একটা কনস্ট্রাকশন সাইটে ইলেকট্রিশিয়ানের কাজ করতেছি এবং এখানে কনস্ট্রাকশন সাইটে যে থাকার জায়গা থাকে এগুলোর জন্য পরিবেশটা খুবই খারাপ কারণ এগুলাতে একসাথে এতগুলা মানুষ বসবাস করার জন্য কখনোই এগুলাতে সম্ভব না এটা অবশ্যই বাংলাদেশের বস্তি কি বাংলাদেশের বস্তির যে ডাস্টবিনগুলো থাকে পাশে ওইগুলোর চিত্তে একটা খারাপ অবস্থার মধ্যে মানুষ কারণ 400 মানুষ একসাথে 3টা টয়লেট বা একটা হাউজের মধ্যে গোসল করা কতটা কষ্টজনক সেটা সরাসরি এখানে না এসে এই পরিবেশে না থাকলে বুঝার কোনো উপায় নাই
Samin is one of countless Bangladeshi students who have been cheated. Bangladesh is usually known for exporting labor. Its large population is hungry for jobs. But as its economy matures, demand is shifting from jobs to education. Since 2000, enrollment in higher education has tripled and is forecasted to grow further. And just as human traffickers exploited job seekers, they are now exploiting students. By convincing these students to study in Malaysia, traffickers make huge profits. This is Farid. He paid around 15,000 ringgit for a student visa, but when he arrived, he was extorted for more money.
When I came to Malaysia, he takes my passport and other documents and admit to my college. 1 week later, I called him, where is my passport? Does it ready? And he told me, if you want to pay for 650 ringgit. Then I told him, this is not part of our deal. He told me, yes, if you want to get back your passport, you must pay.
But even after paying for his passport, Farid could not study the course he wanted.
When I was thinking to come Malaysia, I told my agent that he must give me that subject, computer science and engineering. When I get my approval letter from my college, then there I saw they gives me culinary arts and that was diploma. And he told me, okay, don't worry, when you go there, you can change with talking with your principal or something like that.
The college refused to change his course. In fact, Farid found that the college was not interested in education at all.
I visit the full college. I didn't found any student there. The teacher, lecture, classroom have, but all are empty.
Malaysia is opening up its gates to the education. It has opened up lots of universities and colleges which are considered as visa colleges.
They give certificate course and they don't even have a proper mode of education in those institutions because it's not an education center anymore, it's a business center. They ask these agents to bring in and they abuse the whole system.
To find out how these colleges operate, R.AGE went undercover.
My base is in.
Okay.
I'm the person in charge for the international student in.
This is a representative of a local college. We met him, posing as a factory manager who wanted to smuggle in migrant labor.
I bring around 8,000 Bangladeshi students myself. 8,000.
Since when?
Since 2013 November. Every institute, whenever they get approval, they are looking for money. So only the place to earn money, get easy and quick money is Bangladesh. Bring 200, 300 students and your money come already there. Each college, each institute, they have a few hundred applications from Bangladesh. Wherever you have a approval, those genuine institute, maybe they don't want to have at all different. But those they already started, they have a 500, minimum 500.
These colleges are clearly not interested in education.
How many students you have now?
We have around 70, 80 students available.
Huh? So few only. But you said like 7,000, 8,000.
Maybe some of them they go back, some of them they never come back to us, like they don't want to renew the visa at all, something like that.
So
they just disappear, you know.
And in the end, only 80 active students.
Yeah.
We convinced another agent to set up a meeting with the college marketing director.
Student is not coming to class, immigration will ask us question, but transferring college, it can be a different thing. Then it's a new college, new setup, new application. Over there, it's clean. We can help you, like I'm helping his old students also.
When the rules need to be broken, the college turns a blind eye.
Two of them got no certificate, huh?
That one, he has to check. I assume that you don't discuss the certificate part with me. That one is between you and him. I know him, I take students from him, I want clean students. Okay? He make it clean the way he wants to make it clean. I assume that I never heard it.
We visited these colleges and found many to be ill-equipped to offer tertiary education.
Can I have the classes? Okay. Thanks.
These colleges are profiting just by enrolling students without educating them. It's a recruitment system that exploits students. By definition, that's human trafficking.
Now, why do I call that traffic situation? Firstly, you have been misled, and that's fraud, and that's cheating, and that's deception. So if you really look at these elements, they are elements of human trafficking, and therefore, the students are placed in a trafficked situation.
When approached for comment, the Ministry of Higher Education confirmed reports of cases of misrepresentation by recruitment agents abroad, but later responded strongly through its minister, Datuk Sri Idris Jusuf. He said that EMGS, the ministry's international student application platform, detected a surge in numbers of Bangladeshi students, and that action has been taken against 9 colleges in 2016 and 2017, leading to a drop in numbers. Only 1,100 Bangladeshi student visa applications have been approved this year, compared to 16,000 last year. The Immigration Department also acknowledges that the problem exists.
They come forward to immigration, we start taking their information or their complaints. We are going to start with our investigation, for sure. We are going hard against all the institutions, be it the institution or even the agent.
But the thousands who have already been trafficked here have nowhere to turn to. Over 9 months, R.AGE spoke to dozens of these students. Almost all of them know of more victims.
এটুকুই বলতে পারি যে আমার কলেজে প্রায় বাংলাদেশি স্টুডেন্ট 200 থেকে 250 স্টুডেন্ট এসেছে, কিন্তু এর মধ্যে মাত্র আমি যেটুকু জানি আমার মাধ্যমে ওদের মাধ্যমে খবর এসেছে যে হয়তোবা 30 থেকে 35 জন সেকেন্ড ইয়ারের পড়াশোনা করার জন্য রেনুয়াল ভিসা জমা দিয়েছে এবং ভিসা লাগিয়েছে। বাকি 15 জন কোথায় গিয়েছে, ওরা কি করছে, হয়তোবা কোনো ইমিগ্রেশন অফিসের হাতে ধরা খেয়ে ওরা জেল খেটতেছে বা দেশে চলে গেছে বা এখানে কাজ করতেছে, তো ওদের সঠিক কোনো তথ্য আমি জানি না। ওদের লাইফটা হয়তো অনেকটা ডাউন চলে গেছে, কারণ দেশ থেকে পড়ালেখা করে আসছিল, ওদের বেশ থেকেও পিছিয়ে পড়ে গেছে, এখানে আসার পরে পড়ালেখা করতে পারলো না, অর্থনৈতিক দিক দিয়ে অনেক ক্ষতি হলো, এগুলো পুষিয়ে উঠতে পারতেছে না, এখন খুবই একটা দুরবস্থার মধ্যে আছে ওরা।
Many of these students end up working to repay their debts. In Malaysia, that's a crime.
We are one of the supplier for the other shop. We send our product to others little shop. This is my job. Yeah.
Farid is working to recoup his losses. Both he and Samin came as college students, but are now illegal workers, saddled with huge debts, losing the best years of their lives.
I just came here for study, only for study. But when I came here, I disappointed. My dream was fall down. Before I came here, what I think is all broke, because almost 4 years has gone for my life, and this is the long gap for my study.
সব দিকে আমি আমার ব্যাচের কাছে ছোট হয়ে যাব, কারণ ওরা এখন এইচএসসি কমপ্লিট করে ফেলছে। আমি এইচএসসি ফার্স্ট ইয়ার পর্যন্ত কমপ্লিট করে মালয়েশিয়াতে আসছি। আমি যদি এখন চলে যাই তাহলে আমাকে আবার এইচএসসি থেকে শুরু করতে হবে। আমি 2 বছর গ্যাপ পড়ে গেলাম, তাহলে আমার লাইফ থেকে 2টা বছর বৃথায় চলে গেল।
I want to go back to my country, and I don't know if I continue my study or not. If I continue my study, it will be good for me, but if I cannot continue, so I don't know what to do.
Believe it or not, there are 400 people living just in this area alone. It's really ironic that they're building 30-story condos and things like that, but their housing units are made out of like scrap wood.
This is a kongsi. It's where construction workers in Malaysia stay. Almost all the workers we met at these kongsis were undocumented. We also found many who were college students.
তোমাকে বাংলাদেশ থেকে দিছিল না 3 মান্থস ভিসা, এরপর আসে তো
ফার্স্ট টাইম যখন আমাকে বলছিল তখন প্রথম চান্সে যেটা আমাকে বলছিল যে আমার প্রমোশন ভিসা 2 বছরের জন্য, সেখানে আমি যে বিজনেসও করতে পারবো এবং যে কোনো একটা কাজ কামে বা জবের একটা লাইন পাবো আর কি, এমন ধরনের কিছু ছিল। পরবর্তীতে যে আমাকে স্টুডেন্ট ভিসা এটা দেখালো যে তুমি 1 বছর বৈধ থাকতে পারবে, আর 1 বছর পরবর্তীতে তুমি ওই স্কুলের বা ওই কলেজের টিচার দ্বারাই বৈধতা হতে পারবে। আমি জানতাম না যে স্টুডেন্ট ভিসায় কাজ করা অবৈধ।
Student visas are being used to smuggle migrant workers into the country, especially from Bangladesh. This is Biplop. He's another worker who came with a student visa. He's now working as a cleaner in a mall. When he arrived in late 2015, he was only 14 years old.
আমার বড় ভাই তিনি এজেন্টের টাকা দেয়, বাবার কাছ থেকে প্রায় 3 লাখ টাকার মতো নিয়ে এজেন্টকে দেয়। ঠিক আছে, এজেন্ট একটা ডেট দেয়, ওই ডেট অনুযায়ী ভাই আমাকে এয়ারপোর্টে নিয়ে যায়। এয়ারপোর্টে নিয়ে যাওয়ার পরে এজেন্ট আমার কাছে পাসপোর্ট টিকিট বুঝিয়ে দেয়। ভাই অথবা ভাইও জানে না যে আমার স্টুডেন্ট ভিসা। ওই পাসপোর্ট ওকে করার দেখার পরে ভাই বললো তোর তো স্টুডেন্ট ভিসা। তখন আমি ভাবলাম এতগুলো টাকা দেওয়া হয়েছে, এজেন্ট যেহেতু বলতেছে যে না কোনো সমস্যা নাই, মালয়েশিয়া গেলে সব ঠিক হয়ে যাবে, ভালো একটা কাজ পাবে, তারপর স্টুডেন্ট ভিসায় মালয়েশিয়া ঢুকলাম আর কি।
It costs up to 20,000 ringgit to get to Malaysia. In Bangladesh, that's 3 years' wages.
In Bangladesh, there are lots and lots of agency which comes around and tells them that, you know what, if you come to Malaysia, we'll give you a job, you can have a degree, and thus they sell the last piece of land or whatever they have, and they pay the money and come to Malaysia.
Ashik makes regular trips to Bangladesh to help repatriate victims of human trafficking.
I see that at least half of the people who are flying under student visa, they are not students. They can't even fill their name in the immigration pass in Bangladesh side. They can't even tell one word in English to prove that they have some form of education background.
But why are agents offering workers student visas instead of proper work permits? Well, the situation is complicated. In early 2016, the Malaysian government inked a deal with the Bangladeshi government to bring in up to 1.5 million Bangladeshi workers. It immediately raised an outcry from civil society and opposition political parties. To many, it meant 1.5 million fewer jobs for Malaysians in a slowing economy. The government responded by freezing the intake of migrant workers. For Bangladeshi workers in particular, it was nothing new. Malaysia has banned workers from Bangladesh several times before. According to migrant rights advocates, these constant changes in policy often drive Bangladeshis to seek clarity from agents, who then find ways to smuggle them in regardless of the bans.
Basically, the phrase, officially you cannot bring workers, but demand is there and supply will also be there. So at the end of the day, the thing just happened in that manner. Of course, some of them came in under social visa, but they never go back. Another way people can come in during that period is through student visa, of course.
This is not a new problem. In 2015, the Ministry of Higher Education revoked the international student licenses of 4 higher education institutions. All 4 were booked for indiscriminately enrolling students from Bangladesh and combined had around 10,000 students. By 2017, a further 26 institutions were suspended or had their licenses revoked. But the problem clearly persists. This college agent claims he can provide migrants with visas for up to 10 years.
Example like Bangladeshi, we can say that their English is not good, so they have to study in language. So put them as a language in 1 year. So after language done, everything done, okay, they are eligible to go for diploma.
Can they extend to degree?
Yes, of course. BBA. This one 4 years. Normally MBA 1 year. PhD can go is 4 years again. But the thing is, you are able to pay the cost or not.
Students don't even need to attend classes.
See, maximum here 98% they will come here to work. So that means it's still okay. Everyone is okay on that.
Oh, but no attendance, okay?
And for the attendance, everything they take extra money, a few hundred. They do the attendance for you.
His college's international student license has been revoked, but they continue to operate by channeling students through other colleges.
For the only we don't have. We do as something like collaboration, It's like a group of companies, and we have a language center, our one. Okay, we're working for the language center as well, and for the college side, we have like last time we do have a college. This one is like our joint venture company.
How many can you take?
Currently, we can take any. How many you have, we can do it.
Aside from colleges, language centers are also being used to bring in migrant workers.
You see here, we have English, okay, we have Mandarin, we have Malay language. So each one is 1 year. So you can renew for 3 years.
If the immigration come and then realize that they are not studying here, they are working and...
Then you talk money lah. All like that lah. Yeah, we can settle. We have settled many times. Few thousand ringgit. They come, we have to settle.
The only authority that can issue student visas are immigration, not an institution. What the institution can do is only offer places and apply visa on behalf of the student.
EMGS is a company operating under the Ministry of Higher Education. It processes all international student visa applications.
All international students, they are subjected to the entry requirement for the courses that they apply for. And our function is to ensure that their qualification being tendered fulfill the minimum entry requirement as set.
The process is completely online, with clear instructions on procedures and fees. Applicants can even track the progress of their visa application online.
At EMGS, we process. We process whatever application that we receive because the admission process is at the university.
That means that the EMGS system is impartial, vetting applicants strictly by their academic qualifications and immigration record. It's up to the colleges to ensure that the students they accept are arriving with the intention to study, not to work.
Actually, there is some investigation being conducted by immigration pertaining group of people or syndicates as bringing in workers in the pretext of students. We practice zero tolerance for not only corruption, any wrongdoing, misuse of authority, and we request to public or any people with the information to come forward to report to us so that we can take actions against those a few bad apples within the departments if it's there.
I don't think it's possible that for our colleges or your universities not to know that who is coming in. I would definitely assume that they're keeping a close eye or they're not competent on their work. There's a lot of money involved. We're not talking about hundreds of thousands of ringgit, we're talking about millions of ringgit. And this business is so profitable that if you can just manage to get one institutional or even a coaching center certificate where you can have an approval to bring students in, people will come.
But for workers who entered with student visas, their situation is dangerous.
Immigration pernah datang sini ya?
Immigration pun sudah datang sini.
Takut lah.
Takut orang tu mana ada pasport ini, sini tu tak ada pasport.
Sini tak ada orang ada pasport.
Ada pasport tapi
visa tak.
Visa tak ada. Saya pun ada pasport tapi saya bersama mana.
If caught working under a student visa, he would be deported, and the huge sum he paid to get here would be wasted.
Sekarang ini kamera susah.
Susah.
Sekarang susah.
Okay. A lot of these guys set out into the woods to stay at night because they're afraid of immigration raids. So right now, we are making our way to one of those hideouts.
Hari-hari jam 10 pergi saya hutang tidur. Di sebelah sana saya punya rumah ada. Ada lain rumah orang pun dulu saja tak ada pasport. Sebelah sana Indonesia pun ada, Bangla pun ada. Jam 10, jam 12 orang semua masuk hutang.
I'm not sure we can actually access their little huts or their makeshift huts from here, but yeah, we'll have to go check it out.
Hello. Boleh sembang sekejap ah? Ramai ke orang duduk sini?
Or actually, their agent actually told them to stay hidden place there. Now they have a kunci, but the insecurity there, many time can be raid or something. So that's why they come and stay here.
Everywhere we looked, we found workers living in shacks out of fear. Some were even sleeping out in the open.
It's very hard. It's really very hard to explain in words the emotions that I'm feeling right now. It's just I can't believe this is happening in our own country.
The sad reality is that people who come to work in Malaysia under the student visa, they are the most exploited because they do not have any legal form of rights. If some employers want to cheat them from their salary, they can easily do that to them because they don't have any areas to voice up. And after arriving in Malaysia, they don't have any options to go back, so they suffer in darkness. তোমার মুখ দেখাইতে তো ভয় কিসের?
মুখ দেখাবো অনেকজনে মালয়েশিয়া যদি কেউ দেখে ফেললে আবার অথবা ঠিক আছে অথবা দেশের অনেকজনে জানলো যে আমি মালয়েশিয়া এমন অবস্থানে আছি, দেশের মানুষ অনেক কিছু খারাপ করলো।
Mother ka, sister ka, brother, they call her. You okay? Okay, no problem. Susah sekarang Malaysia, tapi saya salah masuk Malaysia. Dulu saya tahu, betul saya tak masuk Malaysia.
Okay.
We'd like to show you one of our short videos. So we met him undercover as a factory manager, wanting him to bring in migrant workers.
This man is a student trafficking agent. He claims to have brought over 8,000 Bangladeshis to work in Malaysia using student visas.
I bring around 8,000 Bangladeshis.
Malaysia is targeting to get about 250,000 students, foreign students from abroad by year 2020. But there is a bogus, or rather syndicates, which are taking advantage of the encouragement given by the government by promoting universities which does not exist at all. It will definitely destroy the image of Malaysia. So as far as Home Ministry is concerned, we are collaborating very closely with Higher Education Ministry in order to monitor through the effort taken by Immigration Department to track the movement of this syndicate. I have discussed with Dr. Sri Rejuso, the Higher Education Minister, and I will follow up with him on the effort taken by his ministry. He needs also to assist my ministry in order to curb the problem. So we have checked through few private universities and colleges, and we have blacklisted these colleges. We have been working with Bangladeshi's government in order not to victimize these people, because they have to sell their houses, they have to sell their lands, even they took loan to come here.
We trace this crime all the way to its source, Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Over here, you have that much agents that you can't even count. If you walk through 1 or 2 miles, you can find at least 4 or 5 agents who are sending students to Malaysia. If you are talking about there is 10 agents, only 3 is real, the 7 is fake.
These agents are giving us information through our Facebooks. They are sending us mails.
And you've heard of people who get cheated like this, right?
Obviously. It's common. You can say it's common.
This one was in 2015, Poila Falgun, 13 February, our spring day that day. And this one was in Poila Boishak, our New Year, Bangla New Year.
This is before you left for Bangladesh.
Yes.
Pari is a Bangladeshi college student. In 2015, she and her husband went to Malaysia, having enrolled at a college to study accountancy.
In his birthday, I did it for him in Malaysia. See, my handwriting so bad. I used to call him Toto and stick it in the wall when I was in Malaysia, like 2016. Where is it? For the Valentine Day. He writes something over here. You're so special for me. Where there is love, there is life. And this one is, I love you. Remember, they can't take it.
How long have you been together with?
8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Now?
No, not 8. 8 years and 6 months.
But now they are separated. She's returned to Bangladesh while he's in prison in Malaysia, arrested for an immigration offense. And it all started with one lie.
His name is Faisal. He's an agent. Faisal told us that that place is very good. We can lead a better life there, like our studies and like jobs, everything we can do there. But after when we go there, that time we only know, like when we was looking for the job, that time we only know that one was illegal.
Worse was to come. When they arrived, they realized their college was a sham.
There is no facilities in the college, like no studies, nothing. The classroom is very small and there is no class. They only teach. I saw like 1, 2, 3, that's it, nothing else.
Was there any like library or?
I never saw any library. That place is like full with agents only. And they are cheating. I saw like lot money there with them. They cheated people.
Instead of giving them an education, their college sent them to work.
Then they call us like, we get a job for you, why you are not applying? Why you are not applying? Come and do the job.
So the college arranged a job for you?
Yeah, for everyone. And like their salary was around like 2000 RM, but college took the 1200 RM and only like 700 or 800 giving you. That's it.
The college calls these jobs paid internships.
Once I went for the interview, it's a restaurant.
These are the jobs the college prepared for you?
Yes, actually mostly they prefer for you a restaurant.
They had taken loans to pay the agent over 600,000 Bangladeshi takas to get to Malaysia. Faced with serious debt, they had no choice but to work. Going home was simply not an option.
I mean, we felt like very helpless that time. We can't do anything because we don't have money that time that we can go other place to studies. Like what money our agent took, on that money we can study in better college, but everything gone that time. We just ruined that time. Shattered. Fully.
It's a familiar story. Agents lie to students, overcharge them, and enroll them at sham colleges. And it's a big business.
This place is called Farmgate. It's in the center of Dhaka. Basically, this is the epicenter for student recruitment for foreign university in Bangladesh. People from all over the place comes here, or places like this, to get recruited for foreign university degrees. If we can look at that, that says visa and processing, worldwide visa and processing. Basically, everywhere there are signboards and signboards.
Why do you think there are so many of these agents?
The new generation of Bangladeshi wants a good education, wants a quality education, and they need to go abroad to achieve that education because the number of universities in Bangladesh are limited, and that's why they are mushrooming up this type of admission centers all across the country to fill the vacuum.
We met with some of these agents undercover to find out how they operate.
এটার কি কোনো রকম কোনো মানে লিস্ট বা কোনো কিছু আছে?
আমি এখন যেটা করতেছি ইনভেন্টারিতে করতেছি, আর হচ্ছে আপনার ইউনিভার্সিটি যেটা আছে নিলয় আছে, আরও আছে, বাট আপনার চুজ থাকলে ওগুলো করে দেন।
Instead of advising us on our education, the agents made baseless promises to get us to sign up.
তখন হেল্প করবে, আপনি যখন তার স্টুডেন্ট থাকবেন না তখন সে কেন হেল্প করবে? আপনি 4 দিন ক্লাস থাকবে, ক্লাস করতে অ্যাটেন্ড করতে হবে, মিনিমাম 2 ডেজ করতে একটা ডিপ্লোমায় গেলাম, যাওয়ার পর আমি যদি 2-3 বছর পরে নিজের মতো করে একান্ত ব্যক্তিগত, এখানে আমার বলার কিছু।
আপনাকে ওইভাবে ক্লাসটা করায় দেওয়া হবে যে সপ্তাহে 2 দিন খুব কম সময় একটা ক্লাস যেটা অ্যাটেন্ড থাকার বিষয়, আর ওই টাইমে বাকি টাইমগুলোতে জব করতে পারবে।
It is illegal to work under a student visa in Malaysia, but almost all of the agents lied about this.
ভিসা কমপ্লিট হয়ে যাবে, আমার যারা আমার এখান থেকে গেছে তাদের নাম্বার আমি আপনাকে সেন্ড করে দিতে পারি, তারা হয়তো আপনাকে হেল্প করবে। ওখানে যাওয়ার পর আপনি ওখানে যাওয়ার পর বৈধ নাগরিক, সো আপনি ওখানে কাজ করতে পারবেন।
যদি আপনি বলেন যে না আমাকে চাকরি দেওয়ার একটা ব্যবস্থা করে দিন, সেই ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের ওখানে লোক আছে, লোকের নাম্বার দিব, আমরা ওর সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করবেন, করে দেন আপনি 300 থেকে 400 রিঙ্গিত পেমেন্ট দিতে হয়। হ্যাঁ,
আর মালয়েশিয়া ওয়ার্ল্ড টাইপের জব করলে যেগুলো মালয়েশিয়ানরা করে না, জঙ্গল, তারপরে তাল গাছের ভ্যান্ডারি কাটা, তারপর পাম্পে কাজ করা, কাজ করলে সমস্যা হবে না।
In spite of recent clampdowns by Malaysian authorities, agents are still confident of finding a way.
মালয়েশিয়াতে ভিসা আপনার রিফিউজ হচ্ছে, EMGS সব কলেজে কিন্তু আপনার অ্যাডমিশন হয় না, লাইক আপনার কিছু ম্যাক্সিমাম কলেজ আছে এখন এগুলোতে যদি আমরা EMGSটা দেই,
আমার তো চাকরিতে টেস্ট করতে হবে না,
এমবাসিতে আপনার যেতে হবে,
ভিসা না হলে
এমবাসি আমার কন্ট্রাক্ট।
These agents are clearly successful. In fact, there is now a disproportionately large population of Bangladeshi students in Malaysia. In 2015, the year Pari enrolled, there were almost 30,000 Bangladeshi students in private higher education institutions in Malaysia. They constituted a third of the international student population and almost triple the next highest nationality. By 2016, enrollment numbers rose to over 32,000, of which 3/4 were new intakes. There are no statistics available on how many of these students completed their courses.
আচ্ছা, পানি শেষ, আবার নিয়ে আসতেছে।
In early 2017, Pari returned home to care for her sick father. Her husband stayed on in Malaysia to work off their debts.
That day he was in work, he was coming back from the work. That time was 9:30. He called me that don't cry, don't get panic. Please don't cry, just listen to me carefully that I catched by police. I said, what? Say, I catched by police, these all police officers, immigration police officers.
His student visa had expired, and he had paid 7,000 ringgit to apply for a work permit under Malaysia's migrant worker legalization program. While waiting for his papers to come through, he decided to forge a student card as a safety measure.
I was like crying and crying. I was like very helpless. Nobody helped him. I called everyone, nobody received my call that time. And I was here. I cannot do anything from here also. I was like very helpless.
He was sentenced to 3 months jail for having fake documents.
Just waiting when he will come back and we will do other planning and just hoping for the best, like visa will be not blacklisted, just hoping for that. Otherwise our all money gone. I just wanna hug him because missing him badly.
We sent a journalist to speak to her husband in detention.
The bad news is that, according to my colleague, he says his passport will be blacklisted for 5 years.
It will be banned.
Blacklisted for 5 years.
They arrived in Malaysia with big dreams, but are left with nothing.
But he's coming back soon, so.
7 days more.
How long have you been waiting already?
1 month and 21 days.
If you hear some of your friends tell you that I want to go to Malaysia to study,
Yeah.
what would you say to them?
Never go through by agent, never. Do your own, apply on your own, never go through the agent. They will definitely cheat you. They can tell you this college is very good, but no. Check the profile, everything thoroughly, after that you admit. Otherwise, never admit in other college.